You're welcome to Plus Sport. An interesting moment definitely will happen there. I have three guests that I'll be talking to on an interesting topic, and that's has to do with matter arising from the NFF election that is slated to take place in Benin City, September 30th. First in the house, I have Ambassador Emeruwa, who is joining me in the house to talk and analyze the story on what we are talking about today. Also, far away from Nigeria, we have Dr. Emeruwa, who is one of the candidates for the coming election, the Nigerian Football Federation election. It's good to have you in the house, Doctor.
Thank you very much, Mudashiru. It's a pleasure to be with you again this evening.
Yeah, joining us also is Avisin Jala, who is the Chairman Task Force Committee of Nigeria Professional Football Association of Nigeria, who is also the president of the association. It's good to have you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mudashiru.
Yeah,
I'm not the president. Tijani Babangida is the president.
Thank you very much for the correction. Yes, let's start with you. Yesterday, while football-loving Nigerians were expecting that the NFF election slated for 30th September in Benin City will take place, a court injunction that states here one of the plaintiffs in that matter is restricting the body, the Nigerian Football Federation, from conducting the election. What can you say in regards to that?
Well, that matter itself is not new. For the past 4 years, we've been asking the federation to ensure that there is inclusiveness in the way football is run. We are one of the 5 statutory members that makes up the federation. The players, the coaches, the referees, the state football associations, and the leagues itself. So we have 5 statutory members. And as we speak today, one statutory member has 37 votes out of the 44-member assembly. So as we speak today, it's not democratic. So you see a situation where leadership of the federation is produced by one statutory body out of the 5 statutory bodies that makes it up. And we said, no, this cannot stand. We have 5 statutory bodies, and we believe that our own bloc has more to offer to get Nigerian football out of the wood that it is present. So it's just the last resort. We tried everything, all peaceful means. We went through the due process, through the internal mechanism to see that these issues were resolved. But there was nothing forthcoming from the other end. And, the last hope of the common man is to seek redress. So that's exactly what we did.
Okay, before I come to Dr. Emeruwa, why don't you think we should have waited, in my own knowledge, for the election to take place so that you can now amend the NFF status in regards to, instead of stopping the election, why don't you just wait for the NFF, a new NFF president to emerge, and you also see perhaps if that might really work, if the present administration under Amaju Pinnick does not work with your demand?
Okay. Let me explain that part. Within the football fraternity, it's very, very difficult to trust. Within the football, treachery is one of the most interesting items within the football fraternity. You cannot trust any of the leadership of that board. If they give you their words, if you have an agreement with them, you come back for that agreement to be implemented, it's completely roadblock. They will never get it done. So it is not today. We did it, like I said, it was the last resort. And we cannot wait for which election to be done. You do election to exclude us. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria also advised look, let it be more inclusive. Go and amend your statute and go for the election. The president said so. So, as far as we are concerned, we are being disenfranchised. We have rights to demand inclusiveness. And that is exactly what we have done. Like I said, it's just the last resort. There is no need.
Okay, thank you very much.
It's going to be endless circle if you wait for them for another 4 years. Nothing will be done. Nothing.
Okay, thank you very much, Alison Jala. Let's go now to Dr. Emeruwa, who is a stakeholder on this issue. He is one of expected candidate to emerge based on statistics the next election. Dr. Emeruwa, what's your opinion when the court, or what's your view in regards to the court order restraining the election that which you are also a candidate to? Tell us your opinion on that.
Well, thank you very much, Mudashiru. I have been reading these court orders on both the social media as well as on mainstream media. And to be honest with you, since the matter is in court, I would not want to comment on the matter. Rather, I will be waiting to hear from the Electoral Committee of the Nigerian Football Federation to communicate to us on what are the next steps to be taken. So I will want to leave it at that for now.
Okay, fine. Yeah, let me also ask you, still on you, reports on the major daily says that you were offered the role of Secretary General, but you insisted that you are vying for the position of the NFF president. Tell us about that report. How true is that?
Yeah, it's true. There's no lie about it. I was approached by two of my fellow contestants who were proposing that I should take up the office of the Secretary General. And I made it very clear to them that I am not coming to become the Secretary General of Nigerian Football Federation. I'm coming because I believe that I can be the president and I can be able to provide the necessary and required leadership that the Nigerian football needs at this time. I have both the expertise as well as the qualification and the practical experience to navigate the current troubled waters that Nigerian football has found itself. So I think it's normal in a political era as this for people to always dangle the carrot to other people to see if they could have some sort of alignment. But again, I am making it very clear. It's either the post of the president or nothing. So I'm not leaving my job to come and settle to be the Secretary General of Nigerian Football Federation. I believe strongly that I stand in a good state to provide the right leadership to the Nigerian Football Federation and to help us navigate all the current troubled waters that the Federation has found itself.
Okay, still on you before I go to Alison Jala. How positive days are coming closer is if the court, aside the court injunction, how positive are you for that position as the NFF president as days come closer?
Well, as you know, I have been consulting with the stakeholders that we vote. I've met with 3 regions, and as I speak to you, I will continue to engage, as I had promised earlier. And my engagement is all about an enlightenment as well as an educational session to let people know that we can do things differently. We can run our football differently. We cannot continue in the way we've been doing it in the last couple of years. That has not led us anywhere, rather has led us into serious problems. Whereas football is supposed to be an inclusive affair for everyone. And for me, as the president, my mission will be to get everybody on board so that we can together gets our football working again.
Okay, interesting. And let me go back to Harrison Jala. Do you think the NFF under Amaju Pinnick will obey the court injunction that have been ordered yesterday in Abuja? Do you think the NFF will obey the court injunction? Because I know also that the sport ministry is aware of the court injunction. How positive are you that the election will not hold?
Well, Mudashiru, all I can tell you is that it's the laws of the land. If they choose, if they are bigger than the laws of the land, they can dare and go ahead with the election. It's not in my position to say whether they should stay or they obey or not. We are in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the constitution of this country is supreme. So if a court of competent jurisdiction has issued an order and some people say they are bigger than the laws of the land, if they want to proceed with the election, that's their business. The consequences from that action, it is them that will face it, not me. You know. So it's up to them. Let them do what they want to do. If they like, let them obey. If they don't like, it's their business.
Yeah, I'm saying this because this is not the first time you've been giving the NFF court injunction since 2010 and also mid 2010, and we also have that on 2021 last year. And I don't think in this same issue, and I don't think they've obeyed that. So how positive are you this time around, or you are just doing the right thing?
The only time I need to tell you in 2010, they dared to disobey an order of court. They saw the consequences of their action. The only time they dared it in 2010, they saw the consequences of their action. We are not just, we have to fix our, Mudashiru, we have to fix our football. Everything is disjointed. Everything is down. The league is dead in this country. And we cannot accept, we are a body that is part and parcel of the federation. We cannot accept that the same people who ruined the game in the last 8 years, who are now parading themselves to come back again to continue the same process. It's unacceptable. So we don't even care the names that were being called. Our interests and our patriotism is that you can see what Chris is speaking now. You can see a new face talking, speaking football. This is the generation we want to run the game in this country. Not just people who have no business. The people, the so-called front runners now, let me let you know this. What are they coming to do differently? We're not just talking about election. We are talking about the personalities, the people concerned, the people that are parading themselves that they are front runners. They can never step that house. It's not just possible. We are not a banana republic. They were part of the 8 years of corruption, part of the 8 years of disaster. Look at, just plot the graph and see where our football is. And you want to allow those people to come and do what?
Yeah, Harrison Jala, we have a guest in the house. Hold on, I'm sure Dr. Emeruwa is also listening to us, and the Nigerians are watching right now. We have a sport administrator talking about Ambassador Emeruwa in the house. With the court injunction, you are a stakeholder. You've played football, out coach, and all that. What are you saying in regards to the court injunction, and what do you think is the way forward to this?
Yeah, Mudashiru, thank you so much for the opportunity. For me, I see this more like a political or power tussle, and it's all about controversy of inclusiveness and also exclusiveness. I remember one of my friends, he used to talk about what they call political kozo or power kozo. Those that are included doesn't want to be excluded, and those that are excluded wants to be included. In a big deal, what I can see here is that this is a long time of time of what I would call a lacuna in our association, okay, football. These have come to result to all this unnecessary controversy, litigation, and all that. But what we also need to understand is that the amendment of NFF statute is not a one-day affair. And I think this shouldn't stop or warrant the postponement of the election. My reason is this board will soon expire. And then we are also going to have a new board. And the board, of course, will also have issue to face. Who knows? Maybe they will listen to the body of Nigerian Association of Footballers. Maybe they will listen to their grievances, they will listen to their appeal. And you ask about the way forward. What I will say here is that it is high time we understand, and I'm also letting every stakeholder to know this, especially this issue that have come up now. It is the duty of the court to enforce our constitution, but it is not the duty of the court to go on issue of amendment of a constitution of an organization.
Let me not cut you short on that. We have one of the contestants, that's Dr. Emeruwa.
Yes.
Also, we all know his profile and his stakeholder in world football and also in the continent. Do you have any opinion to his candidacy of coming the next NFF election? Or do you think, your own opinion right now, who do you think is in a better position, if I can use that word, to take us away from the present situation we have?
Yes, as I said before now, Dr. Christian Emeruwa, is an exceptional candidate looking at what we have seen. That doesn't mean we don't have other highly qualified candidates. We have seen what he has put in place, his plans and all that. And I would also like him to also use what is happening as another way to look for a solution to things like this. Let us remember that the NFF is being governed by an upper organization. They are not fully, their regulation is based on FIFA. And we should also understand that, in fact, you talk about solution, and this is what I also want the candidates to listen to. It's high time we have, just as we have trade court and different court, we should have a sports court in this country, whereby we have a sports law. We also have laws, ways to enforce our laws, and then we have procedures. This will also help us. And the best people to really guide us in these controversies is the Senate, the House of Sport, the Committee of Sports.
Okay, let's because of our time, let me go back to our guest online, Dr. Emeruwa. Hello, we have Dr. Emeruwa there.
Yeah, I can hear you. Right?
Yeah, okay, fine. If you venture become the president, are you going to pay attention to this NFF statute that has been causing controversial? That have been controversial for a long time. If you emerge as the president of NFF and the president of Nigerian Football Federation, are you going to pay attention to that? Just as we assume Harrison Jala thinks, what are you going to pay attention to that?
Of course, there's no gainsaying in the fact that the NFF statute is long overdue for review. This is a statute that was last reviewed in 2010, which is 12 years ago. So definitely we have to look at the statutes and of course, review it to meet with the contemporary standards that is expected. And my friend and brother Harrison definitely would also tell you that we have been talking and we have both shared similar opinion as it relates to the role of the Players Union in my administration. I have actually met with the president of their group, Tijani Babangida, and I have discussed extensively what I have in terms of my plan. for the Players Union. They have a whole lot of work to do in our administration, and I think they should be given the opportunity to be fully embedded in the system so that they can function effectively. No administration can function without having all members involved in the administration of football.
Okay, yeah, I think, gentlemen, it's time to call it a wrap for today. Thank you very much, Aris Njala, who is the chairman of the Task Force Committee of the Professional Football Association of Nigeria. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Mudashiru. Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Emeruwa, we appreciate your time all the time. We wish you best of luck in the coming election.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And to our guests in the house, I appreciate your time. More time we'll have you to discuss about this issue because the election is still September 30th. We hope that the best candidate will emerge from the election.
Thank you very much, Mudashiru.
Yes, away from our guests, let's go straight before we round up for today. Yesterday we had the president giving honor to medalists at the just concluded Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. We have Tobi Amusin and Esebume winning medals and getting national honors. Yes, on this, you enjoyed this wonderful event in Abuja. But on this, I'm wrapping up on today's show. Thank you for watching. I'm Mudashiru Shitu. Bye for now.
To private individuals, corporate organizations, and subnational governments to support our athletes. I had no doubt this support will come. I thank all of the people that made the initiative a success, and I urge more organizations to support the government in investing in our sportsmen and women.
To say that you will agree with me that the year 2022 has become an outstanding year in the history of our country when it comes to sports. We will not forget this year in a hurry. It is a year where many sporting federations surpassed and are surpassing their previous performances. It has become a year where many athletic records were broken. More is expected. It's quite a long list. However, the most remarkable, Mr. President, if you permit me, is in the track and field, where our own dear Oluwa Tobilola Amusan, in a span of 4 months, won Nigeria's first ever gold medal in World Athletic Championships in Eugene, Oregon, USA. This is with a record performance in an event highly dominated for over 5 decades by Americans and Europeans. Mr. President, Tobi Amusan, also known as Tobi Express.